Hey y'all, it's Malachi with Wealthwise Live, and I'm back again with another video. And I want to talk about how networking can lead to generational wealth. I went from zero interviews to four job offers in 1 year. But the real reason I got hired started years before I even applied. Today I'm going to show you the exact networking and personal branding strategy that changed my life and how the same principles are helping me build generational wealth, make a positive impact through entrepreneurship. My job search didn't start when I needed a job. It actually started years earlier in college. I was heavily involved on campus intentionally, and I served as the president of the National Society of Black Engineers at the University of Alabama for 2 years. Every time we held an event, made an impact, traveled, partnered with companies, or succeeded, I posted about it on LinkedIn. Every time I made the deans or presidents list, I posted about it. Every conference I attended, I posted about it. Every leadership moment, I documented it. And none of this was to brag, right? But it was to increase one, Nesby's brand and image as well as my own. This would be my personal public record of growth, leadership, and consistency. And through this, I was able to connect with faculty. I was able to connect with employers. I talked with recruiters and engineers as well. And as Nesby president, part of my job was securing sponsorships. So I learned how to communicate with companies, understand their needs, and build my relationships. And slowly my reach grew. People saw me, companies saw me, recruiters saw me, most importantly, and your professional reputation starts long before your job search. That's the game most people don't know that they're playing. When I was a freshman and a sophomore, I missed out on opportunities because I didn't understand this. So let's get into LinkedIn strategy. So as a professional, your LinkedIn presence is part of your wealth strategy, not just a career strategy. And here's how you get started. You need a clean, and I mean clean headshot. You need to write a real meaningful bio. You need to add your experiences and accomplishments. You need to connect with a lot of people, as many people as you can that are, of course, real relationships, and then most importantly, post about your personal journey. If you are in college, join organizations. If you are out of college, start building something of your own. What is going to separate you from everyone else with a high GPA and a good resume is who you are publicly, what you've done, what you show, and the value you provide. You can be the greatest person in the world, but if no one knows, then it really just doesn't matter. All right. So, the interesting thing is that even once you've done this, you can't stop there. There's more work you need to do. Even with all the work that I had done, even once I graduated and started applying for jobs and beforehand as well, for months, I had zero interviews. I got no opportunities. And honestly, I got discouraged, but I had to face the truth. I spent years building my network, but I had never tapped into it. I didn't reach out and foster those connections. I didn't follow up as well as I should have. I didn't ask people for help or direction with jobs. And I didn't let my network know that I was looking for opportunities. And I had to learn something that changed my entire mindset. I'm not entitled to anything. No one has to help me. And frustration doesn't open doors, action does. So I doubled down. Uh, I turned every connection I had made upside down. Contacts from conferences, alumni, recruiters, hiring managers, professionals that I had as a Nesby president. And I reintroduced myself. I asked for advice. I asked for critique. I asked for direction. But here's the part that a lot of people miss. I made sure that I brought value back. I checked in on their work. I asked how they were doing. I made it a point to genuinely connect with them and mean it. I shared resources. I offered student organization connections. I supported their posts and I contributed to their visibility. Networking is not what can you give me. Networking is mutual value. When people feel you only reach out when you want something, they start reaching back. They can feel it that the energy is really not there. But when you invest in people and serve people, honor those relationships, suddenly everything opens up. And after months of silence, I suddenly had four job offers sitting in front of me. And for the first time, I had different options and the ability to choose. And here's what that taught me. Your breakthrough doesn't start when you apply. Your breakthrough starts when you tap into the relationships you've built and provide value back to them. So keep that in mind as you go on your journey. And so even moving further along, landing a job isn't even the finish line. It's just the start. It's the foundation. Career income is the first step in generational wealth, but it is most definitely not the last. You need definitely need a job, but you also need a system for your money, a good financial system, skills that you can continually grow outside of your job, and multiple ways to profit off of those skills. Building wealth is not random. Building wealth is structured, and here's the financial truth. You can genuinely learn different ways to make money. You can tie it into your interests. You can teach what you already know. You can solve small problems for people online. You can build skills online. You can create tools and share information. I guarantee you that if you stay persistent, stay creative, and invest in yourself by reading, watching videos, even buying things that will help you, you will break through your income limiting beliefs. One of the things that I remind myself a lot of is that in all labor, there is value. There's always profit. If you are willing to work and willing to serve, you can create opportunity, you know? So, yeah, let's move over to another piece. And so, one of the last things that I want to bring up is that, for me and you, my job is not the full story of who I am. I am an engineer. That's something I love to do. But I'm also an educator. I'm also an artist, a builder, and someone who cares about creating opportunities for others. Worthwhile's Live exists so young adults and first gens can learn systems that I'm learning and we can share that information with each other. Because generational wealth isn't just about money, it's mindset, it's systems, it's skills and service. So if you are struggling right now or on your journey of one finding a job or trying to get something entrepreneurial off the ground, stay humble, stay visible, stay ready, tap into your network, provide value back, and do not quit. Your future will open, but only if you keep showing up. In all labor, there is profit. You keep putting one foot in front of the other, I guarantee you'll see success one day. If you want your first step toward building a strong financial system, check out my financial snapshot spreadsheet from the link in bio in my description. And of course, subscribe for more and connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to support your journey. Search me up as Malachi Battle. And as always, master your money, secure your future. Wealth Live